Welcome to the show, everyone. I am so excited about, networking with everybody. We are live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. I don't know what's going on here today. We're having some unbelievable technical problems here. I think we ever get the manager in here, so. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep on talking out here and make sure that we are on live out there. I think, I'll tell you something, this has never happened to me in 18 years, I don't even know what to say.
Well,
I have with me Ken Kilday, and you are the owner of Leaders Cut,
Yeah.
and I had this whole thing
Yeah,
that
the
I
whole
was
thing
gonna
planned.
play.
But you know what, Carol, this happens in business. We
That's
plan
why I need a
everything,
coach.
and then it shifts on us.
It does, doesn't it?
Shift happens.
Now, just in case the FCC is listening, shift.
SHIFT.
Yes. Now, what I want to do is had all this plan on talking about Ken, and if it's okay with you, I would like to talk about you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I've known Ken now for several years. He's a longtime guest, and one of the things that I have come to realize as we've been doing this is you're really not just a coach. You're an advocate for business owners.
Yes. So what business owners rely on me for is to help them with, say the things, point out observations that other people aren't comfortable or won't do. In other words, I don't rely on them for a paycheck per se. I'm not related to them, so I'm not worried about that kind of a relationship. My sole purpose is to help them be better according to what they tell me they want to achieve in their business. I'm just there to help them. It's general advocacy of, hey, here's what I see. You say you want this kind of environment, and these are your behaviors, and this is what's happening, and what can we do about it? How would you like to, do you want to make change? And if so, let's talk about how you do that. So hard, strong advocacy for their goals, for the outcomes that they say, not for any agenda I have, but my sole focus is what they tell me they're trying to achieve.
And what I love about everything that you do, it seems to me, you have a book that you've written, The 6 Silver Bullets to Grow Any Business Fast, that, by the way, you read in 23 minutes. It's a phenomenal book. We're going to talk about it in a minute. But like that, the academy that you have for everybody that you give away through this show, that has several things within it that you also give away, so that when you read these things and you work with him and you are using his applications that he has for people, I mean, it's amazing how you feel like you're right there in the room with them, like kind of like a little somebody on their shoulder.
Devil/angel.
I was going to say angel, never devil, but
whatever works for advocacy, that's the one I am for you.
Exactly. I like angel.
Yeah, I give away a lot of information because I think in this world information is free, and what I'm demonstrating to you before we even get to work with each other is that I do have thoughts and learnings and frameworks that I know work for businesses. I've watched them turn things around, not in the kitchen nightmare sense, but turn things around from they felt like they weren't achieving to growing again. And I've watched them reach successes that they've been trying to reach. So I know these things work. I also know that working directly with a coach is different than simply reading the information, but I think reading the information gives you a really good idea. Reading, experiencing, using calculators, etc., gives you a sense for how we'll work together and how much we can achieve by putting them into place. But one of my clients recently said we were doing a quarterly strategy session with his leadership team, and he was talking about making smart investments in some of their employees through promotion and wage increases and benefits. And then he pointed to me and he says, and look, Ken is another investment in our leadership, in us being better. And his
I love that.
His phrase was, look, Ken's awesome and he's not free. I'm an investment like any other in your business, so we always have to look for an ROI, and if you read all the material, you'll see how we produce a return on the investment of coaching.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about you, okay? Because Ken is not just some coach. He's really he's an executive coach, he's also a certified specialist. I mean, I want you to talk a little bit about
Sure.
what you've done, because like you've said before, anyone almost can call themselves a coach today.
Yeah, anyone can call themselves a coach. I have the professional certified coach designation from the International Coaching Federation. So what that tells you is that I've been through a process, I've been through 192 hours of education. I've documented 500 coaching hours for the Federation to review. And then I've recorded several coaching sessions with actual clients, with their permission obviously, and submitted those to the Federation for evaluation, and that's how I qualified to be a professional certified coach. So yes, people can call themselves coach. I have two things. I have the education criteria and certification that says I have the background, but I also have client success over the last 7 years of real business owners making a real difference in their business and in their leadership, in their processes and their ability to show up for people and tap into human capital.
We're going to talk about some of the things that he offers in his website, and we're going to open up the lines to the audience for everyone to get entered and to win. Actually, if you just call here, you're going to actually get the Academy for free. But what I want to talk about is, you know, when it's wonderful that you call in and you want to get in on it and you want to have it, but going up on there and kind of diving into it, and don't just dive deep, go deep into it so that you can maybe give Ken a call, right? And find out, because the more that you do that, the more that you're going to see what Ken is really like and what he has to offer. And then you can have a conversation with him. You offer that throughout the whole time. You could call or text him and talk to him and find out, you know, have a conversation, because then you're going to really find out, hey, can we work together?
Yeah. All of the information, the free book, the calculators, the Academy, those things are there for you to explore information. Throughout all of my material, you'll have links to my calendar, you have my phone number. To Carol's point, you can reach out in any sort of medium, I'll respond in the same medium, so that you can get a sense for what is it like to work with a coach. Do you want to be coached, and am I that coach for you? So part of that is a quick phone call, at least a chemistry call. Do we hit it off? You know, do we have the like factor for us? Am I somebody that you can work with, or are you somebody that I can work with?
Right, and let me tell you, the first thing you want to do is go up onto his website and check him out. It's makingthecut.biz. Make sure you put biz, so makingthecut.biz, and you're going to see there's a lot of things that and I love that about you too. You love to give away, and so that you can see, he wants you to explore. You will see up there that the Academy costs money, but it's not going to cost you a dime when you call me. So our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. And everyone that calls in, you get that from me, excuse me, for free. So again, it's makingthecut.biz, and our number here is 602-277-5369. People, let me just tell you something. The book is phenomenal. You're going to love it. He offers all sorts of other things that we're going to talk about for free, as well as that Academy. All you have to do is call me. Our number here, 602-277-5369. I want to go see my phone.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No worries.
So,
Probably is not loud. I don't think you hear it.
right, it needs to be brought up. Okay.
I could hear the difference from here, so she's probably okay.
Okay, thanks.
By the way, no, sorry.
Okay.
I'm pretty good guy.
Yeah, the manager's in there.
Check your headphones so
Okay,
I can
thank
get your
you.
level right.
Yeah.
Good? Awesome.
So when he turned yours up, he turned mine down, and I was thinking there was something wrong with all that happened. It's fine, though.
It's fine.
The manager's in the room. So,
Is
we handed out gift cards.
I wish. You better hand out more than that.
Handed out lollipops and couple of things in a ball of lollipops.
Well, I've never, never.
Yeah, I'm not rattled by it.
No, but,
I know you aren't, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
right. But I knew within a second, because it didn't
Even
sound
my
normal.
ad at the beginning sounded like it was a weird shift. I thought that's different. I remember it starting that way.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then the sports one, I'm like,
yeah. No, it's a car show. That's,
I don't know how to talk about that.
I know. But actually, you probably would do really good. I bet. I just have this feeling because you're smart.
I just quote my dad a lot.
Huh?
I just quote my dad a lot.
Whatever you have to do, right?
Right. Will you have me another water?
Another one?
Yeah, I was a little dehydrated when I got here, so.
If you need another one, I brought one over here just in case.
Okay.
Because it's an hour.
Yeah.
So welcome back, everyone. I'm so excited to be here again, and now we're live again. And we were before, but it kind of sounded weird. But now it's over with, so I can kind of move on. It's hard when you're doing something live like this. I want to talk a little bit about the Academy and what you've done for everybody. Listen up. I mean, if you're a business owner, and we've said this, and I always have to bring this up because we have business owners that have small businesses, little businesses, we also have big businesses, we also have solopreneurs, and anybody with any kind of business can get in on this.
Sure, it's this straightforward. This is the commonality. If you own a business, whether you started as Sam Walton or whether you are an independent,
Me?
you, and everything in between, you started the same way that everybody starts a business. You had a unique idea, whether that was the product or the service or the way you deliver it, and you worked your butt off, and you've had some success. And now you want to keep growing, but it feels like you've kind of hit some sort of glass ceiling and you can't break through that. And that's just a matter of just organizing what's all that magic in your brain, getting it onto paper so other people can follow it without them having to come through you. You've accidentally become the roadblock in your own business growth. And that's what my material's there to help you with, and my coaching specifically is customized to you. So if you take the book, those are 6 items, and then you take each one of those and explore them more thoroughly, that becomes the Academy. So what you do is you start with what resonates. So take a look at the table of contents, or at the whole Academy, all 21 lessons, and which one really sings to you as something that you're struggling with, challenged with, you don't like it, so you've kind of left it off. Whatever it is, that's your starting place. You choose your own adventure. In the same way, you want a quick 5-minute call to see what I'm about, then that's where we start. You want the 90-minute breakthrough strategy session where we really dive deep and you see what a coaching session looks like and feels like, then start there. But you make it about you because I make it about you.
And what we're doing here, what he loves to do is when he comes on the show is give away this Academy, because when you go up onto the website, which is makingthecut.biz, you're going to see a lot there. And the Academy costs money, but not if you call me. And our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100, and call throughout the rest of the show. If you are a business owner in any way, this is so helpful for you. And I mean, I remember when we were reading the book, just the book, that's all you had at the time. And there's so much information for every area in your book.
Mhm.
You talk about this, the 6 silver bullets, those are the bullet points. Everybody should actually be calling in here and getting
Sure.
that at least, but get the academy, you're gonna absolutely love it.
Yeah. If you go to the website, go ahead and get the book. When you sign up for the book, we'll also sign you up for the newsletter. You can stop anytime you want. I know you probably get a few newsletters like I do. What we strive for every month in the newsletter is information that you can use in your business. We try to share success stories as they pop up. We anonymize them, obviously.
I love them.
Yeah.
I get them.
Yeah.
And I love 'em.
Sometimes clients don't want their face on the newsletter, so we just, protect names and faces, that sort of thing. But we also have clients that are more than willing to be on camera, and we show you who those people are too. So we send out our favorite TED Talks, we send out our favorite books, things that you can use as a business owner, those quick ideas, those small wins, so that you can be successful. On the website, speaking of small wins, use our profit equation calculator.
Oh, that's a great one.
Jump in there, and what I'd like you to get from it is, you know a few more things about your business than you realize you know, and that is what I do for a living, is getting that magic out of your brain. There's so much in there that your team doesn't know about. But when we start to ask you specific questions, it starts to roll out. The other exercise in that equation is you start to make small shifts in the business. What if you spoke to a new prospective, one more new prospective client every single day? What does that look like at the end of the year? How does that impact the bottom line? What you'll get out of that is that small changes executed with some discipline produce huge results.
I was gonna say that, I'm so glad you said it for me, because it's so true. Everybody knows when you listen to Ken, when you hear the same things that you say, you're like, I know that's so true. But listen, with your business, when you do something a little bit every single day, it's amazing what can happen.
Mhm.
And, if you can do this while you're having coffee, right? And you do it at your own pace. That's another thing that they're doing this the way you wanna do it. That's what he wants you to do. Then again, what we want you to do is also go up onto that website, which is makingthecut.biz, and you'll see everything there. You can go ahead and get the book, and you can see the profit calculator, and then of course the academy. The academy costs money on the website, but when you call me, you get it for free, and our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. Within the academy, there's a lot there, right? There you go through, and at the break, I'm gonna pull out the book, because I have the book here with me, and I wanna kind of go through, the first one, well, we always talk about this at the end, but maybe we'll talk about this now.
I know where you're going.
Time?
Go for it, yeah.
Yes, let's talk
I
about
don't
time.
have time, say most people. Time is the great equalizer. We all get exactly the same amount. We all get our 168 hours a week. It's just a matter of how you use it. And the reality is, if you're allowing yourself the excuse that you don't have time, it's something else. There's something else you don't have. You don't have discipline. You aren't making choices. You aren't prioritizing. You are letting Stephen Covey speak. You are not starting. You're not putting first things first, and you're not starting with the end in mind. So everybody gets the same amount of time. Using yours more effectively for your business gives you a competitive advantage, because there's plenty of people who own businesses much bigger than yours and much more profitable than you, and they're doing things differently. And one of the things they do differently is they never say to me they don't have time.
But you have to prioritize your time,
That's right.
right?
That's right. When you take the time for the things that matter, you'll be pleasantly surprised how all that other stuff will fall away. Maybe it didn't need to be done, or at least not done by you in the first place.
Right, and that's what having a coach too is fabulous for, because you can't always see it. You definitely, you said it earlier, you're in your own way,
Sure.
right? And you don't, and of course, we all think that we can do it, that we should do it, because no one can do it any better.
Well, I think in the chaos of the day, it definitely feels like a little bit of overwhelm of, well, where can I stop long enough to plan? Where do I pause? If I pause a lot of things will fall apart. And in life, I think we've all known someone who thought themselves indispensable until one day a heart attack said, "No, you're not," or whatever. It's usually a health event of some kind that knocks them down. And guess what? The business will keep going. People will figure it out. So why don't we plan that before it's a crisis or an emergency?
Absolutely, and you always say, start with the end in mind, right? And a lot of
That's right.
people, that's something that you have, and that sounds strange, right, to especially,
That's right,
what does
reverse
that mean?
engineer.
Yeah,
It's, if you, Yogi Berra, if you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there. So, in the book, one of the first things we do talk about is, what is this business for? In other words, are you going to sell it one day? Do you sell it to the employees? Do you want to make it so valuable that a corporation gobbles you up? I've had clients that are doing that have done that. Are you grooming one or more of your children to take over the business? Maybe as part of a family limited partnership. What are you doing with this business at the end, so that we know what to be doing today to make good active investments and choices that help get you there?
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's say somebody has been in business now already many years,
Sure.
and they've never, ever thought about the things that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Is that too late?
No, not at all. It's very similar when I was in financial services, way back when I first started in the industry as a financial planner. In financial planning, it's the same thing. People had found a lot of success. They'd just been so busy working, they hadn't titled their assets a certain way. Those sorts of rich people problems, because they never perceived themselves to be that person, and that wasn't necessarily the goal. But now that's where they are. So we're just going to readjust some things. We're going to figure out where they'd like to be, what the end state is, and then we reverse engineer and make choices. But yeah, if you have a great successful business and it's always been successful, but there's something else, let's review it. Let's just do a review. You decide.
Go up onto the website, it's makingthecut.biz. You're gonna see a lot there that you're gonna get for free. You're gonna see the academy, and it does cost money on the website, but not when you call me. And our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. And I want everyone to call throughout the rest of the show. Maybe it's you or someone that you know. Let's get these phones on fire.
Life is full of moments.
I've never said that before. Okay, so we're still live, and I want to make sure that we continue this conversation here. And I wanted to get this out now. This is perfect. Because you mentioned it, and I want to bring it out if that's okay.
Of course.
Just call Howard at 602-909-8433, 602-909-8433. You'll be glad you did. Start your journey to confidence with wellness and lasting results with Loco Med Spa Wellness. After losing 100 pounds from her own personal journey, founder Jillian Wilson was inspired to create a space where others can transform their health and beauty. Loco Med Spa and Wellness offers medical weight loss, peptide therapy, advanced aesthetic treatments, and hormone therapy, available in person or through telehealth.
Yeah, I want to kind of, I like this. We used to do it. We went away
It's a
from it
good
because
framework.
we've been, yeah. You tell me where you'd like to go.
But you can go anywhere, because that's the point, is you start where you are. So, business owner takes a glance down, and time is the one that resonates. Like, in my, not just I don't have time, but yeah, I start the week with my perfect calendar, and then, by 10 a.m. Monday it explodes, right? Something
Always comes up.
Right, so when we started the show, there was something came up. It hasn't happened in 18 years, but it did today.
Yeah.
So what? Now we're rolling along, right? We don't let it just blow up the whole hour. We don't just leave
Right.
the studio. That's the point. Is you can't let those small things blow you up. So in other words, a great leadership is not how I respond when I've slept well, and when I'm eating well, and when I got to the gym, and when I have the best employees, and when I'm profitable. It's all the other times when I haven't slept, or for those with young kids. You've been there.
I've been there.
You don't sleep well for the first 18 years.
Yeah.
Because even after they're on their own, you're still worried about them.
Right, they could be
Right?
60 and you're, worried about them.
Sure. Or when your prize employee gets noticed because they're moving away, or those things happen, it's, can we stay on track in that kind of a situation?
That's what I wanna bring it back out. We're gonna use this show as an example,
Mhm.
okay, today.
Yeah,
It's a good
perfect.
example.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that it happened, but it is a
Yeah.
good example. But I have to say, one of the things when things happen,
Unless he's handing out gift cards, and then I'm furious.
because he's gotta give you a few. What I wanna say is that, things happen in business, they just do. It's how do we handle it, right? It's how we handle it that makes the difference to everybody, don't you think?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Okay, because even, I know they're probably pretty surprised I didn't get upset,
Mhm.
but, and I will handle it differently than normally I would probably have said something, but, I've learned after the years, that's not really gonna help me.
It's not gonna help them.
No.
And we don't want them rattled every time you go on the air.
No, but exactly, and the other thing though is, though if things happen, but you go back and you look at it in a calm way, and you go, okay, that's not gonna happen
Yeah,
again.
what did we
are we gonna
learn?
do to fix that? What do we learn by that, right? And for them, it's doing a check, It's not as hard as it seems, you just have to be on top of it and checking things out and making it a priority, to do that,
Yep,
right?
that's the pre-flight checklist
Mhm,
that we
exactly,
talk about.
exactly.
It works in any group of people, big enough group of people, somebody's a pilot in every room if your room's big enough. So is the question, how many of you are pilots, how many of you pilots, how many times have you skipped the pre-flight checklist? Never.
Never.
20 years, 30, however many decades they've been in the pilot seat, they don't skip it.
Right.
Now, granted, it's a life-death consequence, but the point is, it's discipline. And that's where that comes in, is the reason that we come off track is that we don't have the discipline of our choices.
Okay, we're gonna talk about that way, I like that.
Yeah.
So welcome back, everyone. At the break during the 30-minute break after that, we always talk to Facebook out there, and I got kind of flustered, I have to admit, and we're gonna use this show as an example of how Ken so perfectly takes it. And thank you for helping me as well. But that's what happened, but when we were at the break and we were talking about this, things happen, but we don't we don't throw away the whole show just
Right.
because something happened.
Right, we don't rant for the full hour, that's silly,
Mhm.
and it accomplishes absolutely nothing. So the gist is, how we respond when we don't feel our best, or when we're in a situation that throws us a curveball, that's the essence of why you are or are not successful. So if you're somebody that has really done a great job of organizing your calendar, and then one little thing comes in, if my question to you as the coach is, hey, what is going on? What are your priority items? Well, there are these 3 things, but they're not done. Why are they not done? Well, I was doing these other things. Well, then those, by default, are your priority items. Well, if I don't know, well, what, I'm supposed to ignore them? Yep, yeah. If they're not a priority, ignore them. And being able to stay disciplined and make good choices every single day is what moves your business forward. So to Carol's point, we had a little tiny glitch right at the top. It's never happened in 18 years, and now it did. And so we'll probably learn something from it, and we won't do that again, and we all just move on.
Right.
But if we're gonna stay in that space, in that headspace ourselves, first of all, it doesn't do anyone who works around us any good, and then they don't wanna work around us because we're difficult people. And if we can't be the people that let it go, then we can't learn from it, we can't grow. If you can't learn, you cannot grow. That's just the way it works.
You gotta be coachable.
Have to be coachable. And that's part of what I'm looking for in a chemistry call is, are you coachable? In other words, I've had prospective clients ask me, what they're looking for me to do is they're looking for me to be a surrogate leader in their organization, and that is not the role of a coach. I suppose they could hire me for some type of leadership role. I'm not available for that, but that could be their pitch. So I'm not there to fix the problems. I'm there to coach them to be better leaders and to help them create their process. You'll notice in all of my work, Carol, that you've read, it's very very high level. That's on purpose because the details are you, business owner. They're unique to you, and that's where we fill in the blanks. That's why the skeleton works for everybody. All humans have the exact same 206 bones, absent illness or injury. We all have the same 206, but no two people are identical, not even identical twins. That's business structure as well. There's an essence to it, but once we get all the details on there, it is unique to you.
Everyone who owns a business should get in on this. It's phenomenal. And we've got our lines open here for everyone to get this academy for free. You go up onto the website, which is makingthecut.biz, and you'll see everything there and get it all. Go in there and make it sort of like, bookmark it so that you have it and you can dive deep into it. And as you feel it, you're gonna feel it, you can call or text Ken, even email him, and you can say, I'd like to have a conversation with you, and then find out. You'll know then, when you start talking to one another, you'll know right away, will this be right for each other? And I love the way that he offers all of this, and nobody else does. I've never seen anybody do as much as you do, honestly. And so the website is makingthecut.biz. The academy, you'll see, does cost money there, but call here into the studio and you will get that for free by calling me. And our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. We started off with a book, and now we've brought it out for everybody to kind of hear a little bit about these 6 silver bullets. And one of the things that he said that you can do, you don't have to start at the beginning, right? You can start where it resonates with you. We talked about time. Time probably is number one that everybody looks at first.
Yeah, everybody looks at it because it is such it's a perishable resource. That's what I was looking for. It's perishable. Once it's gone, it is irreplaceable. You're never getting it back. So again, back to the point of, if you're going to get, if you're going to turn hysterical when little things happen, you're going to spend a lot of time with your hair on fire. Brene Brown always says, if you don't want to run your business with your hair on fire, put down the matches. Make a different choice.
I love
So
that.
when you look at the table of contents, do this. Just kind of read through the 6 big mistakes. One of those will resonate with you, probably. Something you've been thinking about, something you don't want to be thinking about. Whatever it is, you'll know what it is. Go there first.
I want to go here to the introduction. Are you in prison?
Yeah, are you in prison?
What do you mean by that?
Well, do you own your business, or are you just, are you an employee, essentially, that requires you to be on call 24/7, 365?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for a lot of business owners, the joke is, own your own business, you can work as many hours as you want.
And yeah, you do.
And you do. And we all do that when we first launch, because that's how we get it off the ground, right? It's our vision, it's our passion, it's our purpose, and so we do it. And that's great in that early stage, and that's that 5 steps to freedom that we talk about in the book, that's the early stage of business where you're essentially in a state of chaos. So that prison becomes, then we make that our habit. So our entire habit is around chaos and working all the time and being available at any time and taking on we may even hire a team to handle certain things for us, but we keep inserting ourselves, so we don't let people do the job we hired them to do. Or we don't give them, or we delegate and then pull it right back because they didn't do it right. Well, we didn't give them the information to do it right. So that's where all the leadership coaching comes in, is creating a team of independent, accountable team members who follow your core values and your vision. They have to know what all those things are in order for them to follow it. So yeah, in the 5 steps to freedom of your business, of getting out of prison, creation we all get, and then we stay in disorder for way too long, right? Way too long. Disorder and then control. We gotta have our hands in every little thing, and we really don't. If we wanna grow the business, there's a certain point where you can't do it all yourself. And if you wanna continue to do it all yourself, and you like the way things are going, don't hire a coach. You can do that on your own. But, sports analogies, which, we're 3/4 into the show and I haven't used one yet. But sports analogy of coaching is, if you can tell me which professional team has won a title without coaching, I'm all ears, because I don't know of any.
And that's where the leaders cut. We're gonna talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Leaders cut, because it's perfect right there. If you really want to take your business to the next level,
Yeah.
right, let's talk.
Yeah, leader's cut is a nod towards a director's cut. It's being that full and authentic vision of who you are and the purpose that you had behind forming your business. That's the leader's cut. Your vision and version of business, right? All great businesses have founders that have a unique way of doing business and a culture that supports it. That culture of people is what made them extraordinarily profitable. And it's not until, if you look at business case studies, it's when the founder dies or separates, and there's just a certain number of years till you start to see the drift from who they are and how they connected people into the purpose. They make it all about costs and the money part, and that was never the secret sauce. So it's that creation, that vision, that founder's impact that is most important. And if you don't believe me, take a look at it. It has been one of my favorite companies, Southwest Airlines, but Herb Kelleher's been gone for a while now. And what happened this year, you're starting to see little cracks in their culture face. One of which is, now they're adding fees to bags. Well, what's next? Now they're slowly drifting towards just like everybody else. And if you're just like everybody else, then I can just go with anybody else.
Yeah, exactly. And that, that's interesting that you said that, because a lot of people will say, well, I don't really know what to talk about. Well, the first thing I say was, what makes you different?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because there's a lot of people that own a lot of businesses that are very similar,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Sure.
But you must stand out, right? And that's part of that, right? And if you can, dive deep into your own self
Mm-hmm.
to think about what those things are, and to work on being different, which is so important, right?
Yes.
Especially if there's a lot of, if there's similar, I'm forgetting the word right now that I'm looking for, but competition
Yeah.
is the word that I'm looking for. So, you know what, here's what you do. You go up onto the website, it's makingthecut.biz, and then you'll see there's all sorts of stuff you're gonna get for free. The academy does cost money, but not by calling me. So I'm letting everyone call here throughout the rest of the show. And our number here is 602-277-5369. You're gonna love it that you did it. What I wanted to ask you about here, I think it was on the contents, the table of contents. Yeah, I don't know if it's too late, or do you want to talk about this here, or this one here? Or not any of this right now?
This is the one that's probably gonna resonate, hiring.
Okay.
I mean, it all goes together, the whole element of, once we get time management, but the whole element of strategy, process is, we have to have a strategy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to do if I don't have an overarching strategy.
process.
Part of the strategy, you have to have a process from start to finish. And you have to have a process for customers, You have to have a process for employees, you have to have a process for the company. So we can address it that way, sort of that three-legged stool, right? Stability, we want to have a strong process for all three of those.
Yeah.
We don't want to
100%.
favor any one component, because if you favor one, it automatically disfavors somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, like even with me, I had
Two,
two employees, right? And then, one, they kind of petered out, one of them. And I could see now for me, it's like the business has gotten to that point where we're going to talk about hiring, that you got to, you have to do something, otherwise you can't do it all. You're just going to fall to pieces.
Yeah, the reason hiring feels difficult for most people is because every time they have to hire, they feel like they're starting from scratch. Well, they are, because they don't have a process for hiring.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Hiring is just like your sales system. You never stop selling because customers leave.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Whatever you call them, customers, clients, patients, members, whatever it is, they leave or they die in a bunch of ways. They die, they move
Yeah.
away, they
It's just
retire,
the
they
nature
graduate,
of the
whatever it
business.
is, nature of all business, you will lose some. And so if you don't have a process for hiring them, first of all, that's just staying status quo. Backfilling is status quo, much less growth. A lot of times growth is dependent. And the huge mistake that people make in hiring is they treat people like an expense instead of an investment. Right? We always talk about our computers or our technology as an investment. We gotta have good technology. I mean, how could we produce this show without technology?
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, maybe we need an upgrade in there today. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
it impacts everything else, but we treat
Right.
people like we can just quickly replace them. No, you can't.
No, definitely not. And
Yeah.
good people.
Good, that's it.
And people that want to do the job, that's another thing.
Yep.
So welcome back, everyone. We're talking with Ken Kilday. He's the owner of Leaders Cut. And during the break, we continue to talk here on Facebook. And we've been talking a little bit about his 6 silver bullets to make any business grow fast. This is a big book that he wrote. And by the way, it's something that you get free off of the website. And we've been kind of going over some of the different topics that they are. And we were talking a little bit about how in sales, and to hiring the right salespeople. I mean, and I said salespeople, you see, it could be anything.
It could be anything. It's hiring. Hiring, so many business owners that I've worked with, I'd almost say most, hiring is an issue in one way or another. And what I shared with Carol was a lot of times hiring, it feels like they're starting from scratch because they are. Because there's no process for hiring in the same way that there's usually a process for getting new customers, whatever called the sales process, but whatever your process is for gaining new customers, clients, members, patients, whatever you call them, you have a process for finding more of them, right? For whatever reason, customers graduate, they pass away, they leave, they move away. Right, there's a finite period of time they work with you, whatever the reason is, you lose them. Well, you do that with employees too. So your challenge, your worry is, first of all, if you lose somebody good, you've got to backfill them just to stay even. And if you want to continue to grow, people are an important part of the investment in your business. And that's a key mindset that the mistake that people make is they think of payroll as an expense instead of an investment. People are an investment. If you do right by them, they will help grow your business in a way you can't imagine. There is a system to developing a hiring process. And one of them is that we go through together is we have to identify your core values. Skill is easy to find. You can always find a resume with somebody with the talent set that you're looking for. The harder part is will. Do they have are they a culture fit for your company? You have to know what your core values are if you're going to hire for your core values. And it goes for your clients as well. You want people to work in your organization that fit your core values, what you value, they value, and you also